What's up, everybody? We're gonna tap in. Let's go.
The pineal gland is a small pinecone-shaped gland located deep in the center of the brain. For thousands of years, this mysterious little gland has been revered by mystical traditions around the world as the third eye and the seat of the soul.
You may have seen things like the Eye of Ra, or there's another one, two different ones, Horus, I think, something like that. And one faces it curves out the line that goes down on and then out. It goes down to the right. Then the other one goes down to the left, like so they're opposite. But if you put one here and one here, they're facing towards the back and towards the back. But one's going to the right, one's going to the left. So because they're inverted, it's the same thing. So this is the whole point: is if you got one tattooed right here and here, it would look like a mirrored image going like that into the middle, and that is where a pineal gland is. So it's been a secret symbol of the pineal gland. This proves that the ancient Egyptians knew all about the spiritual center in the mind. They probably, when people passed away, they probably examined the bodies. And I don't want to get too graphic, but like looked and then studied and said, "Oh, what's this little thing?" Oh, and then they studied it. They did exactly what we were doing, but probably thousands and thousands or hundreds of thousands of years ago. Who knows how old this world really is? History is really just his story. His story. That's all it is, bro. I don't get too caught up with, well, these things prove that. Oh, do they really prove? Do they really? There's only something. I take everything with a grain of salt if it's before my time here on earth. Me, I only speak in power and authority based on my personal experience for the most part.
It is seen as the gateway to higher states of consciousness and a key to awakening psychic and spiritual abilities. However, in recent decades, scientific research has shown that the pineal gland becomes calcified and hardened in most adults due to modern lifestyle factors.
Modern lifestyle factors like, oops, did we drop fluoride in the drinking water and the bathing water? Oops, did we drop it again and again? Dude, there's sick people at the top poisoning us. That they've made a pact with the devil. If you believe in the devil, if you don't, just think of him as a bit. Wait, okay, there we go. Think of him as a bit of a mystery. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's there still. His greatest trick was making people believe he doesn't exist because there is this negative energy that is all encompassing and that draws people in and destroys the good ones, the chosen ones. That's a very real thing, you know? But yeah, let me just get back into this then.
This calcification appears to block the healthy functioning of the gland, limiting its ability to produce certain hormones and neurotransmitters linked to expanded consciousness. A properly functioning pineal gland can induce mystical states of consciousness, create psychedelic inner visions, enable lucid dreaming, enhance psychic abilities.
Everything he just said, the past four things that he said, happened to me because it did. Whoop, it opened in 2023. It was a deep onset of spirituality and like huge change. Um, Research these things. I think it happened to me in this particular order: the sacred secretion, then the sacred secretion the next month, then Kundalini rising, then I think hemisync, or I probably did hemisync first. Then, so okay, watch. Sacred secretion, um, brain hemisphere synchronization. So that's three that we're up to, right? But it's still just two different ones, but three experiences, right? Then after that came the other one that I mentioned. I'm getting all jumbled up. Before I get too carried away, I just want to let you know there's different ways to spiritual awakening, okay? And um, which path you take, it's just by chance. For me, they were all, I guess, accidental where I stumbled across them. I never intentionally said, I'm going to go out and try to do this. And now that I've been doing that lately, it hasn't been working. So I think the best way is to say, just let it come naturally in a way, because that's what happened to me. I can only speak from my experience. But when this happened, when I activated the sacred secretion, the only reason it worked and my cup runneth over and the fluids went down the ida and the pingala nerve to the base of my spine, and then I was able to raise it back up. That was because my gland was getting decalcified. I was training MMA all the time, sweating bullets for like 1 to 3 hours each session. And what that does is sweating and pushing out toxins also helps, I think. But we're about to listen to 5 different reasons, 5 different ways rather, that you could decalcify or unblock your spiritual center, your pineal gland, your third eye. So check it out.
Teach creativity, stimulate deeper intuition, and possibly even tap into a universal intelligence normally beyond our awareness. By removing calcification and activating the pineal, we may be able to elevate our consciousness and access higher states of being. The pineal gland produces melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep-wake cycles and offers neuroprotective effects. But most intriguingly, when activated, the pineal gland produces DMT, a powerful psychedelic neurotransmitter that induces mystical visions and even near-death experiences.
That was the sacred secretion. When you return the oil from whence it came, boom, DMT explosion. Not that that's the cool part that, oh, I feel like I'm tripping or everything. It does not like colors or tripping or visualization. It's not like that. What it did for me is it knocked open the door to my subconscious, which is usually always shut mostly like 98% of the way. A little bit of stuff can get through, but what's already been programmed over the years is what your subconscious is. But mine, the door was knocked wide open, and I was able to reprogram my subconscious, become more intelligent, learn things, want to learn things. This hunger, this passion. My heart center was bursting. I had heart brain coherence. I also had hemisync tapped in, right? Where I balanced the left and right hemispheres of my brain so that my brain worked as one unit instead of two halves. Okay, so once you get that, then you can balance the heart and the brain. Balance the two hemispheres of the brain, then balance the heart mind connection. Then you will see the real oneness of the universe, that we're all connected, we're all beautiful, and it's a great thing. And you don't see what the world, then I stopped seeing the world as always being only dualistic, which is light and darkness, good and bad, happy and sad, whatever. It's more than that. There's also another approach, which is a Unitarian approach, and I do not mean theologically. I know when you hear that word, you think that. I mean it, I guess, in a different sense. I don't know if this word has been applied in that manner, but that's what I mean.
The neurotransmitters created by the pineal gland interact with other parts of the brain to open what neuroscientist Rick Strassman calls the inner doorway to expanded consciousness. Throughout history, saints, shamans, prophets, and spiritual adepts of all kinds have associated the pineal gland with psychic awareness and access to divine realms of cosmic consciousness. From
Yeah.
ancient Egypt and Greece to India and China, the pineal has been viewed as the organizing center for spiritual vision. Descartes famously called the pineal the seat of the soul. But in our modern
I recommend not smoking because when you smoke certain things, it can kill your dreams. You know, some people when they smoke stuff, cannabis, um, I, for me personally, I stopped dreaming. I haven't been dreaming in the past like 2 months. It's probably been 6 to 8 weeks since I've had a dream and remembered it. Apparently, we dream every night, no matter what. Period. And smoking that or anything, it's not going to stop the dream. It's going to stop you remembering it at all. You wake up, no recollection. Even when you're in the dream, no recollection. So that stinks because it was like a second world to me. I'm in this world where I'm in this body, and every night when I went to sleep, I would go on crazy, crazy dreams where they felt so real, and I was in different places each night, or in the same dream. You ever be in a dream and it's like boom, and then now the whole atmosphere is different, and then it happens again, and it's like whoa. So I didn't want that to ever be taken from me. You know what I'm saying? And this is why you have to weigh the cost. You know, is it worth it? Is it worth losing your ability to dream, to feel comfortable? Or do you just sacrifice that and feel yourself and deal with the emotions and stuff, and then you get the benefit of having great dreams, you know? Sure. And maybe you're somebody who has nightmares, maybe you don't want it, okay? But everybody's different.
world, this tiny gland has become calcified and dormant in most people. By decalcifying and activating your pineal
Come
gland, you
on,
can take
bro.
steps to elevate your consciousness and tap into greater wisdom, creativity, intuition, and inspiration. With an open, thriving pineal gland, we open the inner doorway to our highest possible spiritual evolution. If you're ready to open that doorway, give us a like and subscribe. One of the most detrimental substances to the healthy functioning of your pineal gland is fluoride. Fluoride exposure from
Told
tap
you.
water, dental products, and other sources causes more calcification of the pineal gland than perhaps any other factor.
1 second.
Fluoride molecules easily accumulate in the pineal because the gland contains hydroxyapatite crystals, which attract and bind to fluoride. This causes layers of hard fluoride deposits to gradually form in the pineal and block its proper functioning. Numerous
Numerous studies. You hear what he said? I had to pause it right there. But yeah, numerous studies. I wonder if they did numerous studies, found out that it does this and it separates us from the true connection of our soul to God and source energy. And they said, let's sever that connection. Only we are the ones who are allowed to be good and tapped in. But other people, we must make them stupid. That's the conspiracy, but I mean, the facts point to the conspiracy. And what's the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth? Oh, that's right. 6 months. Oh, okay.
studies on animals and some human research has confirmed that fluoride deposition leads to reduced melatonin production and
Hold
less
this.
activity in the pineal gland.
You can't even hold it. You're not making this easy. Skip.
Leads to
Sorry,
reduced
sorry, guys.
melatonin production and less activity in the pineal gland. Fluoride not only calcifies the pineal tissue, but also damages the pinealocytes themselves. Pinealocytes are the specialized cells in the pineal that produce melatonin, DMT,
See
and
ya.
other hormones.
Love you.
Pervasive fluoride exposure impairs pinealocytes and causes them to become dysfunctional or to stop producing hormones altogether. Research has found up to a 50 to 75% reduction in melatonin from pineal glands in animals treated with fluoride.
And if your melatonin production is not high, or at least moderate to high, you won't be able to tap in. Oh my God, I just realized it. That's why I'm not tapping into the sacred secretion lately. That's why I haven't been able to do it since 2023. That's probably a huge motivating factor because it's not about, oh, I can't rise the oil back up the chimney or the chi, which is energy, chi, ni, all right? But the chimney, right? You can't raise it up and bring the presence like down the chimney like Santa, presence as in the present, like living in the present moment, embracing your having good presence. He has a great presence about him. You get it? So, but anyways, you can't raise the oil back up if it doesn't even go down. Obvious, duh, right? So this is just what it is. And they do these studies on animals, but I'm pretty sure that they know exactly how effective or not effective they're going to be on humans. I think they just don't tell us that they're experimenting on humans as well. I think it's a paid study. They probably pay people handsomely because the government prints money and invents it, and it's just numbers on a screen to them. So they're not at a net loss. Everything's a positive for that. So they would pay the person a couple $100s to treat them like a human lab mice. But they know this, and it seems crazy. But yeah, why would fluoride be able to be found in all of our drinking water? You can go buy a 24-pack of any brand here in good old land of the free and crack it open, pour some into a cup, test it, get a tester kit, and you can find out high levels of heavy metals, fairly high levels of fluoride, consistent in each bottle. Okay, that should shock you. Like, don't you think we're such an advanced civilization that we should have pure drinking water every time? Every brand, whether it's Poland Spring or you got to get the cheapo depot time because money's tight for 1 week, no matter the brand, you should be getting fluoride free water, heavy metal free water. Why? Because both of those are toxic to the human body. So why are we going to ingest something that gives us life such as water, but then poison the very thing that's supposed to help us. This is upsetting.
The pineal suffers more fluoride damage and
Okay, this is 5 ways to decalcify your pineal gland. That's the title of this video we're reacting to. I'm going to give you a quick tidbit of information. After I get my used car, the next thing I'm getting is a $300 to $500 machine. I know it's expensive. You'll have it forever, so it's worth it. And every time you pour your water in, pour a bunch of water into it. It takes time. I don't know how long, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 10 hours. I don't know. I don't care. But you pour water in and time goes by and it drains it and it pulls all the fluoride out, all the heavy metals, and you're only left with actual water. And there's another way where you can make hydrolyzed, alkalized water as well. So you could purify it, then take that purified water and then turn it even better by making it hydrolyzed, alkalized water. That's 2 different ways you can increase and purify your drinking water for the rest of your life. And whoever lives with you would be thriving with that benefit as well. So it's not just you. You're changing the people around you. You're making a profound shift with multiple humans from one investment, right? Another thing I'm going to get is the shower heads that pull out the fluoride and everything, because our skin is our biggest organ and we absorb stuff through our skin. So yes, there's high levels of the same things, heavy metals, fluoride, this other things is a third and maybe even fourth thing there. The shower head looks a little different, like the base of it that you would hold to go like that. There's that part that shoots the water out everywhere out of all those little holes. Then there's the long shaft part. Pause. But right, you grab it, and what happens is that you can see through it. It's like a see-through, plasticky, metal-y thing. And you can see inside, and it's all these different colored little pebbles and rocks and stuff. And what happens is the water goes through that, so that's the filter. And I think the filter erodes and it wears down over the months. So every couple of months or whatever, you'd probably have to buy a new filter thing to put on it. So it is a little cost maintenance and stuff. You have a little bit of cost maintenance wise, but how much do you want this? Do you really want to learn how to tap in? Because your life can transform. All of a sudden, with a really clear one of these all the time, you can tap into the sacred secretion. It makes you have super consciousness. For me, it lasted like 1 to 3 weeks easily, if not 3 to 5 weeks. But on a low end, I would say 1 to 3. So that's on average 2 weeks, and you can do it every month. That means half of your life you're spent in an elevated state of consciousness. You can work better. Jobs will come to you. You become a magnet for the things that you love. Wouldn't you want to at least give this a try? See if it's real or not?
calcification than any other part of the body. Considering how fluoride toxicity hinders the pineal gland and limits its ability to expand our consciousness, avoiding fluoride may be the single most important step to decalcify your pineal gland. The less you expose yourself to fluoride, the less will accumulate in your pineal gland. Comment below if you're going to be more aware of fluoride consumption.
That's me. Oh, I'm going to comment. Reduce sugar intake.
After
Wow.
limiting fluoride, the next
I was doing that for the past, 1 to 3 years. But for the past 2 weeks, I've been eating a lot of Jolly Ranchers. I need to stay away from that. No more goy slop. I got to ban it.
most important thing you can do to decalcify your pineal gland is to
Also, this weird thing, the past 2 years, has been happening to my left jaw, not my right, just my left, where I pop my ear and I crack my jaw and I click my jaw. And sometimes I feel the sinus pressure build up. It's something happening all in here. I'm sure a doctor could get rid of it in a week. There might be a medicine. I think it's part of my ear, the inner ear canal. I think it's getting blocked and clogged with water, and it's forcing all this to get off alignment. I hate it.
significantly cut back on sugar intake. Eating a diet high in refined sugars and excessive carbohydrates can wreak havoc on your pineal gland in multiple ways.
I hate it because it looks like I'm tweaked on you know what. Like on that, it looks like I hit the slopes pretty hard because I'm like, hey man, wake up, man. Like, I hate that shit.
Processes that damage the pineal, while also directly promoting calcification. Reducing your sugar load allows your pineal health to improve. Understanding how excess sugar intake damages your pineal requires looking at the importance of insulin in your body. When you eat sugar or refined carbohydrates, your blood glucose levels spike. In response, your pancreas starts secreting more insulin into your bloodstream to bring your
Okay.
glucose levels back down into a healthy range.
Yeah, it tries to help.
However, over time, consistently eating too much sugar causes your cells to become resistant to insulin signals due to overexposure. This insulin resistance then leads to chronically elevated insulin and blood sugar levels, which are extremely toxic conditions. Insulin
I didn't know it could cause that much.
resistance and chronically high insulin create an inflammatory internal state that damages tissues throughout your body.
Are there any other family?
So I guess another thing you could do is eat foods and things that maybe supplementation as well that help to aid and fight against inflammation. It's gonna turn, guys. See, that's what happens when an ad comes up like that. Very upsetting, bro. You also want to tell me why the fuck it's doing this? We're gonna go No, I can't go vertical.
Members that you love to follow?
Our dad is like so cute. He likes to take pictures
Bro!
of my mom a lot.
Your body. High blood sugar combined with diabetes like insulin resistance
That got me upset.
severely restricts blood flow to the pineal gland. Restricted blood flow causes the pineal to suffocate
I've never had that happen where an ad comes up and goes, "We're gonna make you have to go vertical instead of horizontal." What the heck was that, bro?
from lack of oxygen. Elevated sugar also increases glycation, where sugar molecules bind to and destroy cellular structures and DNA integrity. High insulin turbocharges the process of calcification by driving excess calcium into the pineal gland. Research confirms that insulin resistance and deficient cellular glucose metabolism are linked with pineal gland calcification. In
Wow.
addition to these
Wow. So they probably know all of this. I mean, if a YouTuber knows this and can share this information, and anybody can access this information via the internet, then the people who study ways to destroy humans from afar are probably exceedingly talented at utilizing even more methods that we aren't being told about, um, and definitely the ones that are being talked about. So you have to understand there's two people. If you don't believe in angels and demons or God or Jesus and the devil, okay. Believe this though. There are good people, there are bad people. There are people in the middle who do a mix of both. That's people like that. I used to say that's called the human, half good, half dark. Not quite, okay? Many of us embrace 95% light, 5% dark, like me. I try, I really try. I don't want that 5% to ever show up, but I've never killed off that 5% because light can't exist without sometimes casting a shadow. Like, the darkness will always be there. I've just learned to minimize it and to hide him, to be like that version of Josh, he's never coming out unless you absolutely make him. If I've given you several options to stop doing what you're doing and you don't, then that's different. But other than that, I am so chill, bro.
indirect effects, excess sugar also directly causes calcification by saturating your blood. When you flood your system with sugar, some of this sugar crystallizes in your soft tissues. Sugar acts as a concrete-like material that slowly hardens in your
No.
pineal.
No, that's not good, bro. Because like a couple months ago, I could feel it starting to like become more activated and active again, right? And I was able to look out at the sunlight and see some sunlight hit my eye, and then after a couple seconds, close my eyes quickly like that. And what I'd see instead of seeing nothing, I'd see like nothing. Wait, and then in the middles or upper middle, I see this little bluish like illuminated silver weird thing. Almost looked like a letter S, but not quite. And it was a ray or a band of energy, you know? And it said, I saw something recently that said when you're able to see stuff like that with your eyes closed and you see shapes, colors, that's a good sign that your pineal gland is becoming more healthy, more active. Not that it's fully decalcified, but that it's getting better than it was a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago, whatever. So it's progress, okay? And then I ruined that progress by eating Jolly Ranchers because they taste good. And when I'm at work, I'm kind of bored. And when I eat one at work, it lasts a long time because it's hard candy. And I'm like, yummy. So, but I need to get better at just saying no. The instant gratification, boo. Delayed gratification, yay. It's that simple. Learn how to hack the code of life.
Blood also pulls calcium from your bones to neutralize the intense acidity it creates.
That's not good. That has nothing to do with that. But yeah, pulling calcium from your bones is not good either. Then you'll have weak bones and you go to leg kick somebody and you break your bone like Conor McGregor. I'm sure it wasn't the alcohol and cocaine that made his body weak.
This liberated calcium infiltrates the pineal as well. The more sugar you eat, the more you feed the calcification process.
What would he say to me? Shut your mouth, trip. You'll do nothing. Bro, you're half my size. Maybe you in 2015 would have mopped the floor with me, bro. I'm 6'4", 250. Don't play with me, son.
In your pineal gland. To decalcify your pineal, you must break away from reliance on sugar. Supporting healthy blood sugar balance through a low-sugar diet is crucial for optimizing pineal health. Feed your body fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, spices, herbs, healthy oils, clean protein.
He's better than me. He's a better fighter than me. But, I mean, size is nothing. Size doesn't matter. Shut the fuck up. Size is everything. Shut the fuck up. It's somewhere in the middle where size matters. It makes quite a difference, but not all the difference. There's your true answer. Back to the actual topic at hand.
And ancient superfoods like spirulina, chlorella, and raw cacao. Your pineal will thank you. One of the main hormones secreted by the pineal gland is melatonin. Melatonin levels fluctuate on a circadian rhythm and govern wake-sleep cycles and various metabolic processes. Melatonin also offers neuroprotective benefits as a powerful antioxidant. It neutralizes inflammation, removes free radicals, boosts mitochondrial function, enhances immune activity, supports enzyme production, and has anti-diabetic effects. Maintaining healthy melatonin levels from an active pineal gland provides wide-ranging advantages for your brain and body.
And it allows the sacred secretion to be able to take place. You need two chemicals that are brewed. You need the milk and the honey, the land that flows with milk and honey. Two different substances created within your brain, taking the trip down the chimney and then going back up and rising on the third day, passing the crux, which is a bone near your neck. And crux actually means crucifix or crucifixion. And when it's crucified, it actually amplifies 1,000-fold, is what part of that word actually meant. Then when it reaches either the cave of Brahma, the pineal gland, or the optic thalamus, I think it's the optic thalamus, it reaches the light of the world, then you've put oil in the lamp this time, and therefore you are illuminated.
However, as we age and accumulate more lifestyle stress factors, the pineal gland calcifies and produces less melatonin.
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work. Want to be a part of it? Listen up.
Hello, my name is...
The pineal gland calcifies and produces less melatonin. By middle age, the pineal is essentially deactivated with melatonin secretion down 75% or more from youthful levels.
No.
Elderly people often have extremely low nighttime melatonin.
I wonder if supplementing with melatonin could aid you in this, or does the body recognize it as synthetic and therefore it's negated? I don't know. I think it would take it as the same thing, because if they've mimicked it down to the exact molecular structure, I don't see the difference.
Reduced melatonin from a calcified gland negatively impacts sleep quality, neurological health, hormone balance, and more. Taking melatonin before bed supports healthy circadian rhythms and provides the needed levels if your pineal cannot meet your body's demands.
He just answered my question. That's what I thought.
Melatonin supplements are widely available, affordable, and generally safe when used properly under the right circumstances.
Yes.
Supplementing exogenous melatonin provides a direct replenishment of your melatonin levels if your pineal cannot produce enough. However, it is crucial to remember that melatonin should only be supplemented in the evening close to bedtime, preferably before 10 p.m. Melatonin is a powerful sleep regulator, and taking it early in the day can negatively impact your energy levels and circadian rhythm. Additionally, some people report increased vivid dreams and disruption of sleep architecture from improper melatonin supplementation. Start low and see how your body responds. Most importantly, consult your doctor before beginning to take melatonin, especially if you have an autoimmune disorder or take blood thinners or immune suppressants. When used wisely and under the right circumstances, melatonin supplementation can be an easy way to support pineal gland health. An unlikely pineal superfood that may help decalcify tissue buildup is raw
Wow.
cacao.
That's awesome. Good to know. Now, I don't know how popular it is, like, or a better way to explain it. I don't know how readily available it is in my area. I think I have yet to see it in the produce sections and stuff like that. So who knows?
Cacao contains a blend of unique antioxidants, minerals, neurotransmitter precursors, and other beneficial compounds that together make it an extraordinarily health-promoting food, especially for the brain and pineal gland. Eating raw, unprocessed, organic cacao regularly can protect your pineal from free radical damage while assisting in cleansing calcification.
Nice.
Cacao provides some of the highest amounts of any food of pineal essential minerals like
Wow. So it's the top dog for this. Not only that, but they mentioned that this gentleman mentioned that it aids your body as well, like just general health. So it's a win-win.
magnesium, zinc, and iron
Ooh.
that not
Yo, which most men are deficient in: magnesium, iron, copper, zinc. At least 2 out of 4 of those men, especially magnesium's a
nourish
big one.
pinealocytes and facilitate
I just learned the other day that magnesium, yeah, we're men are deficient, so we supplement with it, but we're also supposed to have something that aids and powers that magnesium. I think it's zinc or it's copper or iron. Zinc or copper, I think, not iron. But something boosts that magnesium and allows it to work properly in our body. So without that other one, the magnesium that we're supplementing with is almost wasted or just not as useful. Only 20 to 50% maybe works. But if you want that full boost and it to what you're putting in to actually be transferred into successful fuel and positivity for your body, then that's the path one must take.
melatonin and DMT synthesis. It also contains tryptophan, a precursor molecule the pineal gland needs to make melatonin, DMT, and serotonin. Additionally, raw cacao beans are one of the highest natural food sources of PEA, phenylethylamine. PEA is an energizing neurotransmitter that promotes focus, alertness, and a positive mood. However, to receive the pineal benefits of cacao, it absolutely must be raw and unheated.
Oh, wow.
Sadly, most commercial chocolates and cocoa powders are roasted or processed at very
Yeah, that's why we are not going to don't eat it by eating chocolate. Please don't. Not if this is your goal. If just general health is your goal, yeah. And that's why they do that, because for most people that is their goal. And maybe it makes the overlords look bad as well, because it kind of proves that they're being stingy about having it readily available for everybody. You think they have a problem getting or growing or creating mass amounts of this for their health and their pineal gland? No, they're fine. But they probably don't even need it because they're not ingesting the water that's doing it in the first place. So the first thing, my big step and suggestion would be to do what I'm going to be doing, where I get the filters and then you work on it, you know?
High temperatures.
Is there a Christian alternative to Instagram? Stick around and find out. For Christians scrolling through Instagram, some reels, photos, and videos can
Are roasted or
A Christian
processed at very
Instagram,
high
wow.
temperatures that destroy the delicate nutrients. This
She had me interested in that topic too. An Instagram type thing, but for Christians.
denatures the compounds so you do not experience the same effects. To decalcify your pineal, seek out raw, organic, fermented cacao beans, nibs, or paste. You can add these superfood forms to smoothies, or simply eat a small amount of quality organic dark chocolate with at least 75% cacao content. The higher the percentage, the more intact flavonoids and pineal activating ingredients you will consume. When looking for raw cacao products, be sure they are truly raw and not just labeled natural cocoa or raw chocolate that has still been exposed to high heat. Seek out reputable, health-conscious brands that state it is unheated or cold-pressed. You want to maximize the preservation of live enzymes and antioxidant integrity. The best raw cacao is fermented, which activates the enzymes and nutrients to a more bioavailable form, savoring just a
Fermented cacao. And then raw cacao.
little bit of truly raw cacao each day can provide an enjoyable decalcifying treat for your time-worn pineal gland.
Yes. Take herbs and
Certain
minerals,
herbs
bro.
and minerals have also shown promise for helping decalcify and
Gross.
stimulate the pineal gland. As always, speak with your doctor before trying new herbs or significantly increasing mineral intake, especially if you have any medical condition. Although natural, these suggestions can be quite powerful and require proper precautions. Here are some of the most researched pineal-enhancing herbs and minerals. Iodine. This essential mineral is concentrated in the pineal gland and is critical for its proper functioning. Iodine deficiency leads to pineal gland calcification and hypothyroid issues.
So I'm thinking iodine, raw cacao, raw fermented cacao. And then obviously, like I said, change your drinking water and your bathing/showering water, you know?
Supplementing iodine can help reverse calcification and boost pineal activity. Kelp tablets provide an easy source of iodine.
Oh,
Boron. Boron is
I've heard
another
that.
mineral needed for nourishing the endocrine glands like the pineal. It also
endocrine, yeah.
reduces systemic inflammation, potentially slowing pineal calcification. Boron aids in activating pinealocytes and DMT synthesis. Get boron from eating nuts, avocados, raisins, and dates. Zinc. This essential trace mineral supports healthy melatonin production in the pineal gland. Zinc deficiency can reduce melatonin levels. Supplementing
Sure, he's
zinc
gonna actually wake
reverses this
everybody up.
decline and supports
Of course I am.
pinealocytes. Magnesium. One of the most important minerals for the pineal is magnesium, which prevents calcification. It also enhances melatonin synthesis and diffusion, allowing you to achieve deeper sleep. Gotu kola.
That's
This
cool.
ancient
I've heard this one.
Ayurvedic
Go to cola. I think of switching the T with the K, and I think Goku. Goku Tola or Goku Cola. But yeah, Goku, you know? Hey, it's me, Goku.
herb has been revered
Alright.
for thousands of years as a brain tonic that awakens the pineal gland and stimulates the crown chakra. Gotu kola extracts provide a rich source of pineal protective antioxidants. Silene capensis. This night-blooming African
Random side thought, because I just did it. Ever since I activated the sacred secretion in 2023, I have been able to, since I learned how to you push the oils down to your spine and then down your spine, or the ida and the pingala nerve, and it goes from your brain all the way to the base of your spine and then back up, right? And I learned how to do that through long exhales. A big inhale, hold it, and then long, even longer exhale as long as you can go. And when you're doing that, you're pushing the oil down to the base and then eventually back up a little bit. Each time, each long exhale, it just goes up a little more. So you have to be patient and be at peace and deep meditation, right? I had my eyes closed the whole time, felt the energy, noticed where it was, how it was rising, how much it was rising. And in doing that, I'm now able to, when I close my eyes, especially when I close my eyes like this, and stop talking, no talking, nothing, just observing, but with my eyes closed. Because that is when I cut off the external reality. You're diving in within the divine in you. Shout out Harry B. Joseph for that one. Dive in and divine anagrams or something like that. But anyways, right? So you get it this way. Yeah, I was gonna mention another ending part to that, but my brain's not coming up with it right now. And so let's go back.
Dream herb contains glycosides that give it pineal stimulating effects to induce lucid dreaming.
Oh, the whole point of what I was saying is now when my eyes are closed like this, right, and I'm not thinking or anything, I can go like this. I can make my brain, the whole brain, vibrate for maybe like 0.5 of a second to 2 seconds, no longer than that. So it's like a quick vibrate, just like your phone. If your phone was to vibrate, just like that. And I can do it. And sometimes it just vibrates outwards like that. And then when it hits the outer layer of my brain, it kind of goes along the edges like this. I can feel the vibration go out. And it just like anything, just like a sound wave. It's very intriguing, and I never knew to do that before because I was never using my brain as a muscle. When I activated the sacred secretion, the way I did it is I started learning how to use my brain as a muscle to aid in pushing the fluid down and back up. That's it.
Silene capensis may help decalcify while also activating a sluggish pineal gland, nourishing your endocrine.
Now, getting some of these seems to be a little more challenging. You're not going to find them at a supermarket, a lot of these things, but you could probably type them in on Amazon or not eBay, maybe not, but Amazon because they sell even food and stuff, or like just look on the internet, basically. You could get anything shipped right to you,
Glands and neurotransmitter status, with the right plant medicines and micronutrients, provides an invaluable accompaniment to your lifestyle adjustments for optimizing pineal health on all levels. A thriving pineal gland is key to awakening our spiritual potential. A properly functioning pineal gland is central to physical health as well as expanded consciousness and enlightenment. However, the majority of modern adults have accumulated substantial calcification in this tiny mystical gland, causing it to become dormant and blocked. This impedes the pineal from providing its full spectrum of benefits, ranging from hormone balance to enhanced spiritual insight. By removing the toxic buildup through targeted lifestyle adjustments and supplementation, we can decalcify and reactivate the pineal. Fluoride avoidance, sugar reduction, melatonin supplementation, raw cacao consumption, and certain targeted herbs and minerals together offer a holistic approach to decalcification.
I'm about to write this down because I need to target all 5 of these probably at the same time. So I won't start this until I get the good filter that's $300 to $500. The really good ones that get out all the fluoride and heavy metals. I'll get that so that my drinking water's pure, right? Then I'll get the shower head one. That way my bathing water is going to become pure. And then after a couple months of that, during that time, I'm also going to implement the other things, like the occasional raw fermented cacao. What else? Also supplementing with melatonin, low to moderate dose. all these things could help because I want my brain to be able to produce enough melatonin. It's not only to help the pineal gland, but then having the pineal gland open and active like this will lead to the successful um, repeat process of me experiencing the sacred secretion, which is what I'm obsessed about because it changed my life radically. I don't know if when it happens to other people for the first time, if it hits them as hard. Mine was like an overabundance. I know that because I've done it 5 times, and number one was stronger than 2, 3, 4, and 5, maybe combined. So my first one was inexplicable. Like I don't think I'll ever hit that again. It was like your first and most profound thing ever, right? Like anything in life, and then nothing. You're chasing that moment forever, right? That's what it's like.
You can also support your detox pathways through exercise, hydration, meditation, sauna therapy, and getting ample amounts of antioxidants. Reducing stress and inflammation will further help curb pineal calcification. As the calcified layers gradually lift, your pineal will begin to revive itself and restore healthy functioning. You may find your ability to lucid dream improves dramatically.
that that's what happened when I was going through probably from February 15th, 2023 all the way to probably October of that year of 2023. I was having crazy dreams because that was in my awakening stage, and I went through this whole process, man, and it was crazy. If I can just think back to each, like, day by day or at least week by week, what happened this week, then that week, I'm going to compile it in a journal and then come out with little parts of each topic, a video for each one, and you could probably see that on my main channel, Joshua Dutczak. I'll link it down in the description like I always do. You'll see YouTube number 2, YouTube number 3. Number 3 is just my old account. I'm not going to really be posting there. The main ones are YouTube account number 1, which just says YouTube. It's Joshua Dutczak. And then YouTube number 2, which is where you're going to see all of these videos of me just reacting to stuff, breaking stuff down, and then also gaming every once in a while. Right now I'm playing Pokemon Fire Red, one of my all-time favorites, a remake of Red and Blue, which I grew up on, like, intensely. But yeah, so let's go.
Sensibilities and precognitive intuitions often become magnified as the pineal awakens. Some people even perceive visionary lights or mystical experiences as their long-dormant pineal gland reactivates. Artistic and creative flow states may also increase as your pineal unleashes its natural hormones. Above all, by making dedicated efforts to decalcify your pineal, you open the third eye gateway to the awakening of your higher spiritual potential. An active, thriving pineal gland creates the inner energetic conditions for elevated consciousness and access to broader planes of reality. As you remove the calcific barriers clouding your pineal, you take the first steps on the path to seeking deeper self-realization, wisdom, and purpose. Let your decalcified, unobstructed pineal gland be your guide to navigating higher dimensions of knowledge, creativity, and inspiration.
It is knowledge because in a way it's more than that. It's wisdom because you're successfully applying that knowledge. That's the wisdom part. You're being wise about it, right? And it opened doors like that, not just to the spiritual world, but just to spiritual gifts. They talk about the 4 clears: clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant, clairvoyant. And there's much more than just that, right? Then there's other ones too. Like for me, what happened is my intuition and my discernment, like 2 sides of the same coin, maybe even the same thing, right? Your intuition, your inner just knowing. You don't need proof. You didn't need to be like, I came with receipts this time. You don't need any of that. You know it in your heart of hearts, right? And that's it. It's this inner knowing, without needing all the proof, and it's like it's been downloaded into your brain by the Most High. Like, boom, I got you here. You're gonna know about this all of a sudden, and you're like, what? And so it's very, It's borderline unbelievable just how crazy it is. And this is us. We are so powerful as human beings. I'm very interested to learn about that. Psychology, philosophy, but also esotericism. Those are the three main things I'll probably be covering in these reaction videos, at least in the near future. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's your boy Sigma the Stigma. I'm going to see all of y'all in the next one. Peace, y'all. And until then, just know, oh, wait. Until then, stay safe, be blessed, and live lavishly. I'm going to see all of y'all in the next video. And until then, just know that I love you all. Peace, and God bless you. All right, any second now. For real.